Here with UWL head men's track and field coach Josh Buchholz as we preview the Division III National Championship this weekend, March 10th and 11th, being held at the Birmingham Crossplex in Birmingham, Alabama. Action gets underway on Friday morning. Coach, let's first talk about, before we get into nationals, let's talk about the conference. Won a conference title a couple weeks ago up in Menominee. Let's talk about the performance there. Sam was the field athlete of the track athlete of the meet. Coaching staff of the year, but just talk about that conference championship you won a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was what a great to come off of last year and roll into this year. It was a great performance by our entire team. We had points coming from every event, average about 13 points per event across the track and the field events. So it really was a strong one. It was fun to see this young group of guys come together and really put it out there and kind of set a tone for the rest of the year going into the championship season.
Talk about your season. Like you said, you got some guys who have got experience, upperclassmen, but of course you got some new guys. Just talk about where you've come from the first meet in January to now going to the national meet.
Yeah, we're a young team. We only have 4 seniors that'll leave us this year, so the rest of the entire roster will be coming back next year. So there's a good spattering. Even within that young crew, there's a good bunch of guys that have experience at the championship levels, both conference and nationals. And just to kind of see them progress and go from kind of being those young freshmen into upperclassmen and having the experience to compete at a high level.
What can we expect from the facility? What do you know about the Crossplex down in Birmingham? What kind of facility is it?
Yeah, the Crossplex is a great facility. It's a municipal facility down in Birmingham. It's a 200-meter bank track, seats plenty. I think it's over 3,000 people that'll seat in that facility. Easy to get around in. Last time we were down there, the guys had a great time on it. It'll be interesting with the bank track. It's a hydraulic bank track, so there is a little bit of difference in schedule because the sprints go down the middle of the track, which means then the high jumps will have to kind of be staggered throughout on day one throughout the schedule. So there's a little break in the action. There'll be some early events that we typically don't expect to be there early, and then they'll have a little break in time there, and then we'll resume in the afternoon.
Let's talk about your qualifiers. 18, a couple alternates as well. You kind of got guys entered in dashes, distance, hurdles, both relays, and of course field events. Nolan in the heptathlon. Just talk about the wide range of athletes you have competing this weekend.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on having that wide range of athletes, and my goal is to have somebody in every event. And we're pretty close to that this year. I think if we really wanted to, we could add a 400 runner, but we kind of put our focus into the relay, the 4x4, knowing that we have a very deep squad, and that could be a best chance to really put some points on the board there. But as a whole, I think we're going into this meet well established. We have our individuals that will be they'll be contending in the top of the order, and then we have a bunch of guys that their interesting part to it is going to be those guys in that 9th, 10th, 11th, down to 16th place that are not quite in contention to score right now, but our hope is that they put it together at a national championship and put some points on the board for our team.
You do have some guys with some experience at nationals, but what do you're not a rookie. You've been around. You're a veteran. You're a coach. What do you tell your guys, especially not even the returners, but also the new guys? What do you tell them going into the national meet to expect?
The big thing that we tell our guys is you don't have to go out there and be superhuman. You don't have to go beyond your means. Go out there and do what you did to get there, and 9 times out of 10, that's going to get you to the next round. We stop worrying so much about the times, and at a national championship or any championship event, it's all about placing. It's all about putting points on the board, just competing all the way from start to finish. And so the big thing that we want the guys to do is go out there and challenge yourself, and then challenge yourself against the rest of the field that's out in your event.
What do you expect nationally? What teams? What do you expect to see at the team standings?
You know, the national meet, they run that because they want to find out who's going to be that team that's on top and how it kind of filters down. There's a bunch of teams that have some good talent at the meet. MIT is going to be tough. Our conference foe Oshkosh is going to be tough. We have Bethel with Andrew Rock is going to be tough. Loris is going to be tough. There's a lot of teams right in that probably that top 6 to 8 that have a chance to really put some points up there to trophy. Ultimately, what's going to come down to is those people that show up and they can do what they did to get there, and then maybe advance. Just let other people do they may fall. Let other teams falter a little bit.
We're filming this in our new field house. As you can see, if Coach Buchholz turns a little bit, he can put his arm out and like the Price is right? Coach, just talk about what this facility has meant for your program. Building up to it, of course, but then you'll be able to have 3 meets in here. What it's meant to your team this year.
Yeah, this is, I think, the biggest thing that we're starting to see is the training differences that we've been able to do here in this facility compared to the previous facility. what we're able to do, especially from the speed or even the distance perspectives, where in Mitchell Hall with the tight corners, maybe we wouldn't do a typical workout that now we can do out here. We may, instead of sending the distance guys out on the road in the middle of the winter, we have the ability to do it here without taking a toll on the body. And then just the other one is going to be the speed that we're able to do in this nice wide facility and do it in a safer manner and not having to worry about running into other athletes, when we have the men's and women's teams in here together. That's always a concern, but it's been a training tool that's been huge for us. And the other part too is just competition-wise, man. We're able to have meets at home for the first time in numerous years, which allow our athletes to stay in bed in the morning, to come here to the facility, have friends and family for local here come to those meets and build some excitement. We've got the best track, arguably in the Midwest, and I know for sure this is the best track in Wisconsin.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Dave.